Yeah, that some of our friends from the show were down here almost all night, Tuesday into Wednesday, covering that severe weather that we had.
Indeed, from warm and muggy on Monday and Tuesday with a lot of clouds to that rough weather rolling in early Wednesday morning, then a very windy day yesterday and a very chilly start this morning. We've seen just about everything this week.
Yeah, but it's going to be clearing out to something great.
Yes, we went through the rough stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's ahead. You'd think that with all this weather we've seen so far, we're either in for a heat wave or a snowstorm.
Yeah, but to find out more about that, let's send it out to the wall with Jay for a look at our overview.
Actually, I'll be giving us the overview tonight. For starters, we've got that local radar completely free of anything on the screen tonight because there's no rain in the area. We don't have any clouds on the picture here. This is just radar, not satellite. So we see nothing in the region. Fair weather friend, that's what we call this situation. Looking at the whole southeast, though, we do see that there is some weather going on. A lot of wintry precipitation in the Appalachians from Tennessee into North Carolina. But down here in the deep southeast, things are clear and looking to stay that way. This pattern will be holding over the next several days. Tonight we're looking to get down close to freezing again, calling to bottom out at 37 degrees. It's going to be a clear and cool night with light winds. And here's a preview of the show tonight. It's going to be cold and sunny tomorrow morning. The sun will, of course, be sticking around for a weekend that will be likewise very clear. And now we're going to turn our attention to the sky because we've got a special story on a rocket launch.
Yeah, later this evening down at Cape Canaveral, SpaceX is going to be launching one of their Falcon 9 rockets with the SES-9 communication satellite.
That's exciting. What time is the launch scheduled for?
It's scheduled for 6:46 p.m., but it could be a couple minutes earlier or later. That the launch window, which is the space of time that they can launch a rocket during to get it into the right orbit, usually spans about 15 minutes to half an hour. So just after we're done with the show, that rocket will be going off and it'll be delivering a communications satellite that'll be assisting communications in the Southeast Asia part of the skies.
Excellent. I hope it doesn't get delayed because it's already been pushed back a day.
Yeah, with that cold front yesterday and the winds following behind it, the launch was scrubbed from yesterday to today, but it's looking absolutely beautiful across the entire state. So it should be go for launch this evening.
Absolutely. It is looking beautiful. 63 degrees is the current temperature right now under partly cloudy skies. And one interesting detail on the graphic is the humidity at a very low 27%, which is fantastically comfortable. Almost too dry for some people. You may need the chapstick if your lips are feeling a bit sensitive to the dry conditions. And our neighbors across the region are seeing similar conditions. 59 degrees in Bainbridge, 61 in Mariana, 58 along the coast down there in Apalachicola. So we're flirting with the 60-degree mark in the Big Bend. Here's a look at the whole southeast once again. And skies are very clear. Not a cloud in the sky over the region today across most of North Florida. We did see some cloudiness in northern Alabama and Georgia associated with some wintry weather across all of the Appalachian region, but none of that is getting down into our region because high pressure is dominating. That's what we're representing by the big blue H here on the map. And the winds are coming around that clockwise, meaning they're coming out of the north for most of the southeast. That's funneling in a lot of the cooler air, which will be resulting in, as our graphic indicates, chilly conditions again tonight, getting down close to the freezing mark. And with mostly clear skies, there'll be no clouds to blanket us in any radiation. So that radiation's all going to escape up into the sky, leaving us with a cool night. But with the clear skies during the day, that's going to let all that sunshine back in for another nice day. And that pattern will be continuing night and day into the weekend. We're going to be seeing nice conditions follow through the evening hours of Saturday as that high pressure begins to shift east. Those clockwise winds will then be coming out of the south and warming us up a fair bit, which will be nice after the chilly morning tomorrow. Once again, a low of 37 degrees tonight into tomorrow morning. Clear skies, it's going to be cool out there. Tomorrow, though, we're going to warm up to only 59 degrees. We're going to get some warmth from that sunshine, but not as much as some of us may enjoy here in the Florida Sunshine State. But a clear day is promised, sunshine all day long, so it's a beautiful day to get out and enjoy. And if you're not sure what to wear as you go out and enjoy it, we're going to break that down for you right now. Tomorrow it'll be cool and sunny, so you're going to want a coat, some sunglasses as well. Saturday looks to be pleasant, so shirts and shoes as always. And then once that high gets off to our east and it begins to warm up again, tank tops for Sunday. As for the 7-day forecast, what can I say? 7 days and 7 suns, with temperatures warming back up, highs in the mid to upper 70s by this time next week as a slight chance of rain begins to appear on the horizon. To broaden our gaze out to the whole southeast, though, here's Margaret.
Thanks, Shane. That 7-day looks absolutely fantastic, and it's going to look great across the entire southeast the next couple days. We do see some clouds around some places. We've seen some here in Tallahassee where we're sitting pretty at 63 degrees. Other places like Montgomery, a little bit more cloud cover and only 58 degrees. But overall, the southeast is looking great with clear skies or partly cloudy skies. It is absolutely wonderful out there. Those 24-hour temperature changes, after that cold front came through, you can really see it along the coastline, especially down into South Florida, where temperatures have dropped up to 15 degrees in Miami or even 18 degrees up in Wilmington. So it definitely cooled down past that front. We got that cool down yesterday, so the temperature change here in Tallahassee and places like Atlanta along here is not as significant, but it's still definitely colder than it was before that front came through and we had all that severe weather. Those winds, as Shane pointed out, coming out of the north, they're really strong. 12 miles an hour here in Tallahassee, even up to 20 in Montgomery. So while those temperatures may be hovering in the mid-60s, which feels great, those winds are going to make it feel a lot cooler, especially as we get on into the evening hours, where a 20-mile-an-hour wind can make it feel a couple degrees cooler. So when you get down in those lower temperatures, it can make it feel cooler. Southeast radar, it has been absolutely gorgeous today. Clear skies across Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. Just some light clouds. Once you get up into the Appalachian Mountains, a little bit of wintry precipitation. But throughout the southeast, it has been beautiful. So if you haven't had a chance to get out and enjoy it, it's a great time to do so. Airport delays, nothing to speak of with those clear skies. Nothing's holding up travel in the southeast. So if you do have to travel this weekend, it's going to be a great weekend. As we look at the futurecast, we're not going to be seeing a whole bunch besides just some showers over in the Atlantic and some snow up in the Appalachians. But if we just leave this moving, nothing across the entire southeast. So it is going to be a great Friday and Saturday if you do want to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather that we're going to be seeing. It is going to be a little bit cool tonight. 37 here in Tallahassee, hovering right around freezing as you go further north to places like Atlanta, Montgomery, and Tupelo. So do have a jacket. And tomorrow it's going to warm up to a beautiful sunny 60 degrees here in Tallahassee. Similar temperatures across the entire southeast. But now let's send it to Shane at the desk.
Thanks, Margaret. One of the interesting things that the National Weather Service does after a severe weather event like the one we had Tuesday night and Wednesday morning is they send out officers and forecasters to survey the damage and confirm their implied tornadoes that were indicated on radar during the event. One of those officers from the National Weather Service, my instructor for operational meteorology, in fact, went out with a team yesterday to survey the damage caused by Wednesday morning storms, and they confirmed several tornadoes in the area of Tallahassee. Here are the reports from just a couple. 10:15 p.m. Tuesday night, an EF0 tornado touched down near Houston, Geneva, the county border in Georgia near Bailey Crossroads. At 10:24 p.m. Central, an EF1 tornado touched down in Dale County near the Murphy Mill Road area. And at 10:31 p.m., there were several all at once here. An EF1 touched down near Highway 231 and Redmond Road, just to the northwest side of Dothan in South Alabama. On February 24th, that is to say Wednesday morning at 2:45 a.m., we had an EF1 tornado track 13 miles across Grady County in Georgia through the Wigham area. And later in their survey, they added 2 more tornadoes to the tally. We saw one at 12:55 a.m., an EF1 near southeast Terrell County in Georgia, and at 1:26 a.m., an EF1 near northeast Lee County in Georgia as well. So that was a total of 6 tornadoes in the area, and the fact that they were all low on the enhanced Fujita scale was very fortunate for our region because EF3 tornadoes were reported in 3 different states. Florida, a tornado near Pensacola, as well as in Louisiana near New Orleans and up in Virginia. So our region was spared the brunt of the damage. And now we're basking in the sunlight, which Margaret is going to tell us more about here in the local segment.
Thanks, Shane. Yeah, we've got a beautiful 63-degree temperature here in Tallahassee, partly cloudy, so we do have sunlight percolating through the skies, but nothing too much that's going to blind you. That dew point, however, 28 degrees, and that large spread between the dew point and the temperature results in our humidity down here, 27%, which is exceptionally dry. So if you haven't had the chapstick and lotion out the last couple days, you are going to need it because it is really dry. And we've got beautiful clear skies, nothing showing up on our radar. It's not broken. You can see this timestamp moving and a couple little blips down here along the Gulf Coast. But it is absolutely gorgeous outside. I was loving the walk to and from lunch this afternoon. Warm sunshine everywhere. Current temperatures, so we had 63 degrees here in Tallahassee. Not too much difference as we zoom out to the rest of the local area, 58 degrees in Perry, up to 65 in St. Mark's. But it's just absolutely gorgeous. Temperatures are pretty uniform, as you see this uniform shade of green. It's a nice in the middle sort of temperature between our cold temperatures and the warm temperatures. Winds, however, channeling out of the north and the northeast, 12 miles an hour here in Tallahassee as well as Mariana. And those winds are bringing in cold air from regions further north, so it is going to cool down tonight as we look ahead to the next couple of days. You see this high pressure system dominating the entire southeast, and that's going to make it pretty chilly here as we have these clear skies. Clouds can act like a bit of a blanket overnight, keeping in the heat that makes it to the earth during the day. And when we don't have clouds, it can cool off, and that's what's going to happen tonight. But as we look into tomorrow and Saturday, it's going to be beautifully warm during the day, nice temperatures throughout the day. So it's going to be a very nice day if you want to get out, study on Landis, or take a walk around campus. It's going to be fantastic. For this evening, we're looking at getting down around 37 here in Tallahassee, slightly warmer down on the coast at St. Mark's. It is going to be a pretty clear night, so do expect those temperatures to get down low, potentially even cooler in low-lying areas that are isolated from the city. But tomorrow, 59 degrees here in Tallahassee, similar temperatures hovering around 60 through the entire area, including 60 on the mark in Perry and Monticello. Sunshine all day long. It is going to be an absolutely fantastic day to get out, so I'm looking forward to it. You should be too. The day planner for tomorrow, it's going to start off a little chilly, but then it's going to warm up, be sunny and beautiful, and as we look at the next 5 days, the same thing for the entire weekend, so get out and enjoy it. But now we're going to throw it out to Jay.
Yes, we will. Let's start off to the national map right now. We're going to start off with Tallahassee at 63 degrees. Take it a little bit more to the west coast, seeing Albuquerque at 57 degrees, Phoenix, Arizona at 82 degrees, and sunshine San Francisco at 65 degrees. It's quite a warm one for most of the South, and that's going to be a common trend going into later on in March. Currently, our 24-hour temp change, you're seeing a 10-degree difference in New Orleans for 24 hours compared to Washington, D.C., which is falling 14 degrees below the 24-hour temp change, so it's quite a significant one for there. And that's because of the cold front that just came in. You also see that with the low over Washington, D.C., Detroit, really bringing a lot more of that winter air and a lot more of the rain as well. You see for Boston, you have some airport delays over in Washington, D.C. and parts of New York as well. We'll take a zoomed-in look on that because I really want to emphasize this a little bit more. Parts of Detroit, Buffalo are seeing a lot more snow cover because of the recent cold front that came in over Wednesday, and parts of today over Washington, D.C. and New York, the Big Apple as well, seeing a lot more of the snow cover in the area. Compared to us, however, Tallahassee, we're not seeing anything too much to be worried about. The high pressure system really started to take effect over our neck of the region, which is why we're seeing a lot more sunnier skies and a lot more, not warmer temperatures, but cooler temperatures nonetheless. Now, compared to watching the warnings, we are seeing of a gale warning over the coast of the east, as well as small cloud advisory in parts of Tallahassee and parts of Miami, as well as Key West. Over Washington, D.C., seeing a little more of a winter weather advisory. So you see a little more winter weather. That's going to be the last time we see this for a while. Again, we're seeing this one more time in March. After that, there's going to be no more. We'll probably be seeing spring as Punxsutawney predicted earlier on in February. Next 48 hours, you're going to see a lot more of a warming trend from yesterday to today compared to today to tomorrow. Friday, 8 a.m., see 35 degrees in Tallahassee, 40 in New Orleans, 34 in San Antonio. When we go from Friday at 8 a.m. into more of the warmer weather for Friday at 8 o'clock at night, 41 degrees in Tallahassee, 46 in New Orleans, 31 in Minneapolis, and 45 in Denver. And we take one more look into Saturday morning. You're seeing 27, almost 31 degrees in Tallahassee for Saturday at 8 a.m. and 40 in New Orleans. Now, one more time, Saturday, it's going to be quite a warm one for most of the nation. Airport delays, there's not much to be talked about, just a 74-minute airport delay in New York. That's because of the winter weather that's there right now. So again, if you're anywhere in the Big Apple, stay tuned for all the airport delays because it's going to be a quite significant one. Tonight's forecast, you're seeing 37 degrees in Tallahassee, 45 in New Orleans, and 52 in Miami. And for tomorrow, sunshine pretty much all across the nation. Seeing 32 degrees in Tallahassee, 72 degrees in Miami, and 60 degrees in Tallahassee. But now speaking of the winter weather, I want to take a little more look about what's happening on March. This is the last 3 days in February. Going into March, we're going to see a little more of a common trend for winter weather at the beginning of the season, beginning of March. After that, it's going to be no more. We're going to see a lot more springtime weather as the Punxsutawney said, like I mentioned earlier. The trend, the pattern, you're seeing Arctic reach through early March. You're seeing the Arctic region is not going to be that cold per se. There's a lot more warmer temperatures, a lot more above their average than normal. But it will be below average snow cover as well because of that. Again, we're in the El Niño, so you see a lot more storms, a lot more warmer weather. So this is nothing to be unheard of. And last but not least, the Great Lakes is going to be nearly ice-free for a majority of March. So I know they're going to be definitely looking forward to that if they expect a lot more warmer temperatures and a lot more sunnier faces. I know snow is not exactly the funnest thing to be shoveling out in the middle of March. Now, compared to the past couple of winters, this one is not, it's going to pale in comparison to what we have seen in the past couple of months. We saw a lot of winter weather. This is not so much the case. When this one comes in early March, it's not going to be significant at all. It may be dropped maybe a couple of degrees at best. But after this, it's going to be no more. We're finally seeing a lot more springtime weather, a lot more warmer weather, a lot more warmer temperatures. A lot of, I would say, storms, definitely significant because, again, it is spring, and you know spring brings a lot more storms and a lot more possibility of severe weather like we saw yesterday for most of the southeast. But now enough about the cold weather. Let's take it out to around Florida with Margaret.
Yeah, it's much warmer here than it is up north. We're looking at temperatures hovering around 60 degrees and above across the entire state of Florida, and beautiful skies, either partly cloudy or perfectly clear across the entire state. 66 degrees with some clouds down in Miami, and it's 61 degrees and beautifully clear over in Pensacola. So across the entire Sunshine State, it is sunny. As we look at that satellite and radar, couple passing clouds clearing out or building, but nothing really much to speak of along the satellite and radar. The Sunshine State is living up to its nickname today. 24-hour temperature change across the state. We're looking at some cooler temperatures than what we saw yesterday this time in places like Orlando and Miami, where the net change has been 10 and 15 degrees respectively. So it's cooled down there today relative to yesterday. Here in Tallahassee, we're sitting about 3 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, and that's because the cold front came through here earlier. So those temperatures that we've seen today are just a hair warmer than what we saw yesterday. Those dew points are the real story of this, though. It's very dry, 28 degrees here in Tallahassee, and with that spread from the 60s that we were seeing for our actual temperatures, that large spread means that it's really dry. So I know I've been using chapstick today. I'd imagine other people have been using lipstick. It's very dry. And another thing is to make sure you're drinking a lot of water, because when it is dry, that your mouth can feel very dry, and that can just be a little bit unpleasant. Current winds are coming out of the north and the east, pretty strong too, 17-mile-an-hour winds down in Orlando. And especially up here in places like Tallahassee and Jacksonville, those winds coming out of the northeast are bringing in cold air from regions further north. They're just bringing that into here and bringing those temperatures down, as we'll see when we get into temperatures for the next couple days. So we're hovering around the 50s as we get into the early evening today here in Tallahassee. But as we go through the overnight hours, those temperatures are going to plummet with those clear skies down to near the freezing mark here in Tallahassee. Obviously warmer down south, 61 both in West Palm Beach and Miami, a little bit more pleasant down there on the water. But it's going to be chilly up here, but then with those clear skies, the sun's going to be able to heat the air back up. 66 degrees tomorrow afternoon in Miami, 53 degrees here in Tallahassee. It's going to be a great day tomorrow afternoon, but then we get into the overnight hours. It cools right back down again. Our model's getting a little enthusiastic about the cold temperatures with that 29 degrees. So maybe not quite that cold here in Tallahassee, but it will definitely get cold as we get into Saturday morning, so do be prepared for that. But now we're going to send it back to Jay.
Thank you, Margaret. Like she said earlier, the trends are kind of a little too enthusiastic about that 29 degree in Tallahassee. I don't think that's going to be the case. The storm really did bring out all the cold, I want to say the very last cold blast of air that we're seeing for probably the rest of winter, I would say. We are seeing a lot more springtime temperatures after today. We're going to see 59 degrees for tomorrow. After that, we're going back to 63 on Saturday and about 69, almost 70 degrees on Sunday. And it was going to be a common trend for the majority of the next week. 70s all across the board and a lot more sunshine in the area too. However, we are going to see rain coming in, just sneaking its way into our forecast on Thursday, and that's not really significant, about a 40% chance of rain, as we're seeing for now. That may be low, increasing higher or lower, depending on how strong the storm is, but we won't know that till later on into next week. After that, we are seeing a little bit of rain chance for Wednesday, and like I said, Thursday 40% chance, and Friday about 20% chance here and there. But when we see the last one push its way through, the last cold front, we're going to see temperatures about dip back into like maybe 66, 67 at best. Basically, it's going to be a lot more sunnier skies after that and a lot more warmer temperatures. And just in time for spring break, we are a little over a week away from spring break, for at least for Florida State. And I know everyone is very, very excited about this because midterm week has really been killing majority of us. And that wouldn't be not much to say because, again, we're studying really, really hard, trying to get good grades. So I know everyone is very, very excited about spring break, to have a nice break in between the hustle and bustle of a lot of our exams. But enough about that. Let's take it out now to the last local look for Tallahassee. Today, Almanac, you're seeing 64 degrees as the high for our region today. Low 42, we're sitting basically near our average for majority of the tonight and for tomorrow. So we're seeing a lot more sunnier people, a lot more happier skies. Speaking of happier skies, you're seeing 63 degrees in Tallahassee, 57 in Valdosta, 58 in Panama City. So quite a sunnier southeast for the currently around our region. And satellite radar, not much to say. It's just a lot of sunnier skies, not many clouds passing by for Tallahassee, Valdosta, and Panama City. Just pretty much our viewing area, seeing a lot of sunny skies, not too much to be worried about. Current winds, you're seeing out the north, 12 miles per hour in Tallahassee, and Dothan 15, and for Montgomery 20 miles per hour for the current wind gust. So again, quite a breezy one over our region. And it's because the high pressure system is really starting to circulate over our region, and it's really starting to affect us. As we put this into motion, the high pressure system above my head will start sweeping its way down into the east. We're still going to see a lot more chillier temperatures for today as well as tomorrow. But after that, the chilly temperatures does start going away, and nicer conditions brings out a lot more sunnier people. At least a lot more sun dresses are going to be available for Saturday and Sunday. So quite a good one for Saturday, as well as Sunday. We take a one final glance at the futurecast. A lot more sunny skies, a lot of beautiful temperatures, and a lot of beautiful conditions ahead. If you want to go out seaside for tomorrow, wouldn't be a bad day to go. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Surf at 4 to 6 feet. Waves are going to be quite choppy. I see with the boating forecast as I bring it in. So again, choppier waters for tomorrow. Sunny skies, like I keep mentioning over and over again, and a wave 4 to 6 feet. So you can actually surf on these waves. So go out and surf, have some fun. It will be quite a cold one. Again, it's going to be 59 degrees for tomorrow, but you'll see that coming up in just a bit. However, tonight in Tallahassee, you're seeing 37 degrees in our area. It's going to be a mostly clear, just a cool, chill night. Winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, like I said, 59 degrees. It's going to be a clear day, sunshine all day long. So go on Netflix and chill on Landis because it's quite a fun one for Friday. A lot of sunnier skies in the picture. And speaking of sun, 7 days, 7 suns, like Shane mentioned earlier. There's a lot of sunshine in the region. The next rain chance will be later on into Wednesday at 40% chance of rain and Thursday at 20%. But you see those temperatures start rising back up to about 70s for majority of the time. So go out and have some shorts, wear shoes. Definitely bring the sunglasses because you will be needing it for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But umbrellas is not going to be necessarily needed for Wednesday. You might have a slight chance of that. But now, enough about the weather. Let's take it out to a final last look around our region with Shane and Margaret.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I've been enjoying wearing my sunglasses today after they weren't really needed Tuesday and Wednesday with all those clouds out. It's been a great day today.
It sure has, and you're going to want to hold on to those sunglasses because you're going to need them throughout tomorrow and into the weekend.
Yeah, it's a little bit funny shuffling around between my glasses to my sunglasses, but it is great to have them on, particularly since my eyes are a little bit sensitive to that bright sunlight.
Absolutely, but with that forecast, you know that you're going to need them from 63 degrees on Saturday, 68. It's going to be beautiful, so maybe you want a light jacket or a windbreaker with those sunglasses.
Yeah, that's basically what I've worn today is that light jacket, sunglasses, and it has been a great day.
Well, hold on to it because today's forecast is on repeat through the weekend. If you want to check out more, you can like us on Facebook or follow us on twitter.com/FSU Weather or watch us anytime at livestream.com/FSU Weather.
And we're also on Instagram again at FSU Weather. We love seeing those cloud pictures that we're enthusiastic about taking them ourselves. So if you have any great cloud pictures, send them to us.
Absolutely. But for now, have a great evening.